Well, we are down at Russell Powerboats Lakes. Going to give it a go. In this lake, I call it the drag strip lake. It's where they go up and down with the PWCs, or we call them, say, jet skis, when they're testing them and stuff like that. Long and narrow, I'm going to say it is, but very, very windy. Rain's coming in, and I'm going with Mike, and we're going to be fishing ultralight rods. I'm here, he's late. Doesn't really matter, but the rain's coming in. I don't know, we might get 2-3 hours fishing if we're lucky. Great spot. So fingers crossed we get on this little boat, electric motor, and see what we can catch. And I'm using the ultralight rods. Strong line, ultralight rods, lure fishing. See if we can catch a pike or two. Hey guys, I think I just found my new carp barrow. Oh, that's gonna carry a bit of gear. It's gonna carry the bivvy, all the tackle, the rods, the reel, the bait. Do you know what? If I could start marketing these, I could be onto a good thing. It's about the era of my normal tackle anyway. Finally out of the boat, and you can see he's got an electric trolling motor, 36 pounds of thrust on a 12 volt. The battery's just under here. We got the oars there as well. Mike's arrived. We got the rods and reels. Unfortunately, Mike, this has never been done before by the Totally Awesome. These are, you might recognise it, the pinfish rod.
Pinfish rods, yeah.
The pinfish rod, $4.99 from Kmart when you're about 8, and we use them for pinfish, which are fish about this big, people. It was our live bait for tarpon. And this one, I think it's an IM6 IM8, a Tawny rod, which Mike's going to be used. But they're light rods, but they're not light line. I've got 50-pound braid on mine. Mike's got 25-pound braid on that. I hope we don't get wind knots. Let's get casting, see if we can hook a pike up.
Whoa! Oh, jeez! These little pinfish rods, they're going to bend in it. We'll get them out there.
Got to get back a bit. I'm going to try and pull him away from the... Oh, you got him, he's in... Oh, that weed will keep him quiet, or perhaps not.
He's a bit green.
Oh, nice fish. And he took his second time, yeah?
Yeah, I dropped, he took it, and then I let it sink.
Let's jump, let's go jump. Get him in. Oh, nice.
Oh, there we go. Oh, he's a good one.
Yeah.
That's better than my last one.
Oh, that's about 9, I'd say. That
Yeah,
one.
that's a good one.
It's fish of the day so far. Yeah, it's a nice fish.
I'll set my big one up.
That is a bigger fish. You want to get him, Mike? You don't want to get him?
Yes! I don't even know how many you've had now.
I don't think we're on 8, 7, 8.
Yeah. Look at that. Another one bites the dust.
Last time I came up, I found quite a lot of leech on them, but there's no leeches on these now.
There isn't actually, is there?
Unbelievable session.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Grant's new net.
There we go. Now, do we move the boat before we unhook him?
Yeah, put him in the boat first, I'd say.
Okay.
Just get you swinging it.
Oh, that's a good one. That's got weight to it, yeah.
No, that's about. That might go
That's
11.
got length as well.
Yeah.
Could be certainly fish of the day.
Oh, it is fish of the day, that one, yeah.
Oh, it's teed out the net.
That's about 11, that one. That's a double,
fish.
that's a double figure.
That's got some weight to it now.
That is a double figure one, that one.
Beauty.
That is a nice
That's a
one.
long one as well.
It's a very long one, that one.
Look at that.
Now look, what they're excreting from their vent there is an orange colour, and I think they're eating and living on the red signal crayfish. That's my honestly what I've seen.
I guess there's quite a bit of protein in those as well.
Yeah, there would be, I can imagine. Yeah,
on his head.
Oh yeah.
Parasites sort of. Right.
Yeah.
Get him back.
That's a good fish. Well, I'm trying to shelter the camera a bit here, but I've come back out, I've dropped Mike off, going to give it another go. So we finished 13 pike there. I'm going to see if I can pick up on that. So I'm drifting down, I know you won't see them, but these turns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 turns. They're all working this bay here. So I'm figuring that's the place to try. But it's very windy, so I can only just do what I do and see how fast I get drifting down there. It's more of a sort of, it's not a vicious take, definitely not vicious. It is a bump, because I think they're coming towards you. I think they're so aggressive, they're taking it and they keep coming towards you on that strike. So I'm getting weed now, looks like Canadian pondweed. On. Wow, I love these little mini spin rods. Check that out, the bend in the rod. There's a tern just gone past. I'm right in amongst the terns then when I got that hit, so they must be feeding on some fry or something. Ooh, what a good job I backed that drag off, boys. Oh my word. This could beat Mike's one, it was about 11. Oh, it's a nice fish, look at that. What a good job I backed that drag off. Didn't think it was that big to start with. Some action. What action? Going under the boat, trying to steer him around. He's in. Good. Yeah. This is ridiculous fishing. Got a nick or something there, nick at the back. Who knows what they are. And back he goes. 14, yay! Well, that's 14 pike, people, without the ones we've lost. I've got to have something to eat, so I've let the boat drift right downwind into the edge of the trees there. I mean, there could be monster perch under there for all I know. There's all a tangle of tree roots and everything. It's just fisherman's heaven, really, for lure fishing, going along the edge of these features. I've got to have one cast there along the edges, because I'm so used to fishing margins, it's ridiculous. And to me, I know we catch fish in the middle, I still want to fish a cast there before I have my sandwich. And the sun is out and the rain is holding off. This is only one section of the lake, 15 minutes from my home. I just got to throw one down there at the side of those, just along the edge of that. I don't want to go too close, I will lose a lure, but to me, that's where, if I was a pike, I'd be laying in there waiting to rush out and ambush something. These little mini spin rods have just been doing the business. And of course, they're easier on your arms because they're so small, they're so light. They're virtually a one-handed stand up for this one. Oh, my knees have gone asleep. They're virtually a one-handed spinning rod, really. I've got to have a cast in there now. I've seen another little bay on the left there. Bit of weed there. Just feel it killing the lure a bit, but it seems if we do a bit of jigging, sometimes you get the weed off, and obviously sometimes the pike would actually whoosh up and grab it. That's too much weed. Wind's got me now. I'm sailing. I can hold on to this. I'm absolutely sailing along here. All I wanted to do is park and have a sandwich. Lovely pikey looking bay down there. Never going to get this sandwich. Longer time, guys. The net. It's another good fish. Wind's coming up, the rain's on its way. And there's fish. He's got the old rod bent. Oh, got him. Wowee. Whoa, that's about equal to Mike's, I'd say. I'd say it's about equal, that one. Yes. They've gone mad on me till I get hold of you properly. Oh, 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 oh. Look at the size of that one, folks. That's not a bad one, is it? Good fish. Very, very similar to Mike's. Big belly, that fish about 12, 14 pounds. 15. I floated into the jungle. Oh, here comes the rain. Oh dear. Well, actually, for once, it forecast it about right. They said the rain's coming in at 2 o'clock, and that's what's happened. So it might be game over. Shame, because I would have stayed longer. But it's an open boat. I've only got this ski. I haven't got too much to protect me. I might have to go back and call it quits. What a session, people. What a session. 15 pike. With what we lost, we've hooked over 20, 25 pike. Quite a few follows now, so it's slowed up way from where Mike left, but it's going to be rain stop play. Thanks for watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Good father and son action there. Did I catch more than him, or did he catch more than me? I think he actually caught more than me. Good session. Brilliant. I want to get out on this little boat again. See you in the next film. I think I'll sit here, have some grub, and just let it go over and see what happens. I can only get wet. But guys, biggest one of the trip, just sort of last minute, half an hour left, and it's good fish. I love these small rods. It's going to make a mess. I've got a camera up there, camera on my head. That is a scrapping fish. He's in. Oh yeah, easy. Easy peasy. Oh, get in. Check this one out. Oh, there we go. There we go, boys. Worth all that casting, I know. Hooks out. Gonna put the lucky hat on for this one, people. Fish of the day. I'm gonna say that fish is 12 to 13 pounds. What a beauty. What do you think, people? What a trip. 16 pike. Mike should have stayed. Let's get this one back. This bad boy. Number 17. This is just getting ridiculous. The wind's eased. Don't want to keep my hand in there too long. He's gone. I'm going to get a few more casts in. It seems the rain has missed me. This has to be my best pike fishing session, certainly on numbers, for a few years. Guys, hard to believe. I'm on 20 now, if I get this one. I'll put the camera in my mouth. Oh, nice fish. He's in. My goodness me, look at that for a setting. Back it goes. 20 pike. Goodness me. That is a lot of fish. And I was over there, what, 15? Tucked in those hedges underneath the bush, waiting for the little drizzle to stop. Waiting for the rainstorm. It didn't come, and I've taken proper advantage of that. Look at it. Tipping down with rain at 3 o'clock, and it's like 3:15. I'll take it. Hard to believe it, guys. Number 21's on. The lure is totally trashed. I had 2 bangs, so I knew it was a pike following it, and I just jigged it up and down. And you'll see the lure if I ever get it in. There's absolutely nothing left of it. I think he must have just taken, look at this fish go. I reckon he must have just taken virtually the jig head and what's left of the lure. He's just hooked in the top. He's in. He's out. I've got no strength in my wrist to lift the fish now. Oh, what a session. 21. I don't know what we've hooked. With Mike, I suppose 30. It's just hooked in the top, and you can see the lure there. There's nothing left of the lure. It is an ex-lure. But very much we got yet another lovely, nice pike. That's me done. My wrist is killing me. What a session. So thanks for watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Me and Mike had an absolute blast. I don't know what we've got with 2 of us here. That's 21 pike, and I fished 2-3 hours into the afternoon on my own. What would we have done if he was fishing with me? Fantastic trip, guys. You don't get many like this. I'm taking it with both hands, even though one's aching. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Skip over to Mike, TA Outdoors, and don't forget the Life of Mike channel, his new one. I want to know what it is that's supporting so many pike. Unbelievable. I think they're eating the crayfish, which is a good thing.
Everything is just stranger, but at least I got very low. Always knew I was gonna get knocked out. I ain't got no grudge to hold. I can feel it, how you need it, telling me to stop living. Some things won't stay in the shadows, so summon your ghost now. I don't care what you're doing, I don't care if you need it, I just know what I'm losing. I don't wanna be dead anymore. I don't care what you're doing, I don't care if you need it.
So here's some tips for getting a bit more mobility out of your dead baits. You need corrosion needles, various types. These are all from big game fishing. It's all from big game fishing. And this tool here, which is a deboning tool, and of course one needs a sharp knife. Be careful of sharp knives. Just to show you, I'm not rigging this, just to show you, this is a sardine. It's pretty rigid, isn't it? It's pretty rigid, it's pretty fat across the back. Look, it's not really flexible, doesn't really move much. I'm talking about twitching baits for pike. We've just done a pike film, and you want movement for pike. These have got a small mouth. I'm just using a sardine because that's purely all I had in the freezer. But generally you would open the mouth of the fish, which would be bigger than this. You can make a small tube like this, a deboning tool. It would go down inside. Now look at the end of it, it's 2 angled cuts there. Okay, so you can make your own out of tiny bits of piping. Obviously this is a big game deboning tool. I'm just trying to give you an idea. You can cut it down and make your own pipe with that cut in the end and grind it or file it. You push it in, you then rotate like this, cutting through the spine all the way down the fish. So you see that little V at the end is sharp. It cuts down the spine of the fish all the way down like this. Just imagine it, you would use a much smaller pipe than this. I'm trying to give you an idea. You get about 1/3 of the way to the bottom and snap it like this. Okay, you snap the backbone. Then when you slide the tool back out, just to give you an idea, you pull the tool out of the mouth, and then the backbone will be inside the tube. You use the rod that it comes with, and you can push out the backbone. Okay, so just bear in mind this is a big tool for a small fish. It's just to give you an idea, because I've done a lot of big game fishing. Okay, the other way you can do it to make your bait more flexible is you can go in just over the top of the backbone like this. Just very lightly, just make one cut, just like that. It will pop, and then when you flex it, it will snap the backbone there. Look how much more flexible that was than when I first showed you earlier. So you could also do a second cut further up. Now bear in mind, with a fresh, let's say a roach dead bait, a dace dead bait, any form of dead bait, or even a sea dead bait. Now look at the flexibility in that. Just by breaking the backbone again without the deboning tool, just using a knife and splitting it. And if you do split it too much, you can sew it up. There's the rigid one. There's the one that's been either deboned or the backbone snapped. It's just to give you an idea what you can do with natural baits or sea baits. Now, I've got a VB double hook here, as you can see, a bait holder hook, but I've bent it at 90 degrees because it's much easier to get out the fish. I'm not a great lover of trebles, really. I must admit, gradually as I get older, go away from them, and I've done lots of treble hook fishing. I hate them when they go in the nets. I make a small loop with a lanyard on the end, just a tiny loop, and do like a half hitch over the top of the bend of the large hook. You can see it pull tight like that. This is a piece of dacron I'm using. Get yourself a crochet needle, go through the front of the eye sockets of the bait, place the other end of your loop, you can see it hanging there, pull it through the eye, and as there is a fiddle trying to film at the same time, put another half hitch over the back. Now we'll be doing this with live fish for blue marlin. Done loads and loads and loads of big blue marlin. Like this, we'd be rigging a bonito of anything up to 10 pounds. Yes, I did say 10 pounds. There's the half hitch. Back comes the hook. It goes through the loop there, which is the other half hitch. Now look, now that is, instead of pulling on the mouth of a dead bait, it's pulling on the front of the eye sockets there. You can see that, which is very strong. Look, I can tug that quite a bit. Whereas if I was doing it with just the hook in the mouth, it would probably just rip the lips off, for your pardon the expression. So there is a way of rigging your bait. When the pike comes at the back, if he grabs it, generally they're following it, they're going to fold it round, yum yum, chomp it down, the hook folds back, and because I've put that VB hook at 90 degrees, one or other, the bait holder or the main hook, will hopefully catch you the fish, give you a good hook up. And of course, as you can see, the pike's mouth is going to generally swallow the bait head first, so you can afford to strike and know your hook is in the fish. That makes it go very wide on the sweep when you do the eye socket rig. So what you can do, now this is a closed loop one there, you see, that's a closed, different type of crochet needle. It's a closed loop with a little hinge flap. Push it through instead of that eye socket. The V, what's called the throat latch, and there's hard bone over the top there. Most fish, have got that harder bone just in front of their top jaw. You can make a hole first, or in this being a soft sardine, I can actually push it through like that. You also get a special needle that takes a hook point that will locate and slide it back in again. You get your same lanyard or loop. Okay, I close the loop there, just like that. Close a little slot on it, pull it back through. Now I've got both loops in my hand now, haven't I? So rather than half hitching it, I've got both loops there. So now what you can do here is a fiddle, is half hitch it. I've obviously fast forward this because it's a fiddle to do half hitch onto the bend of the hook. Get your other end, half hitch on again. So it's the same, all you're doing is giving yourself a different toe point. This one is for not a wide twitch bait, but for a narrow bait. Maybe fishing in a river that's a little bit faster and you don't want the bait to spin, you want a direct pulling point, which we used to rig baits. I've done many big mullet like this. Your ballyhoo, anything you want pulling straight. When you're trolling for wahoo, kingfish, barracudas, sailfish, you want a straight trolled bait. So there's a little tip. Another tip, look, see how I'm spinning this up? If you do want the hook closer to the bait, if you keep twisting it up and then put it through the very first part of the twist, look where it now seats that hook right in front of the fish. Pretty neat, isn't it? Now you can get frozen dead baits naturals from your fishing tackle shop and have a good old practice like that when you go pike fishing again. This one's got freezer burn, can you see it there? That's where it's been, this is not one of my sea fishing baits. I'm only using this just to get an idea, but you can also do another way. I can't cut the tail, but you go down about the back third, you would split over the top of the backbone, like this, all the way down to the tail, just stroking it very carefully, so you can feel it just bumping on the backbone. And when I got to the tail of this fish, should it had a tail, which this one doesn't, you can actually cut right through the tail and split the tail fin itself. So that's another one worth practicing. It lets smell or juice out the fish, and it again gives you two little waggly bits there. Look how soft it is now for twitching and moving through the water, and you've got the meat in there to give the smell out. If it wasn't frozen with freezer burn, you'd have the V of the tail back there. You actually split the tail of the fish as well. It's quite tricky to do, but I've done a lot of bait rigging. It's not that particularly easy to do the split the tail fin, but it's very effective for fast trolling for wahoo. Not that many people do that in England, but maybe one day. So there you go. Plenty of movement in your pike baits. As simple as it gets. It's interesting, it's fun. A few tools, crochet needles, knife, deboning tool, and now off to...
Hi Graham, you've been talking to me about twitching baits, so other things you can add into like static baits as well. So we're looking at flavours and things, so ways to pop them up. I haven't got lots with me in the shop at the moment because we're at the end of the season nearly, guys, but... So these are just called bait poppers. Obviously you could use a polystyrene ball, any type of poly ball, but these, if you add flavour to them, they're actually porous, so they will take on flavour.
And we put them just right by the bait, or
by the
near
bait,
the bait?
or sometimes you might even put it between your hooks. So you'd hook your top hook, your middle hook, you might have it in the centre,
Yes.
just to grab it to pull it up. But generally at the top of the top treble they'd have them. So you've got different sizes there depending on what size bait you're popping up. So smaller baits, medium baits, or ambitious baits as I call them, bigger baits.
So they actually absorb, even though they don't absorb the water and sink.
Yeah, they will.
They must
take
have
on
some
the
material.
scent. So this one again, this is called a Pike kebab rigs, which you guys are probably aware of. So you basically your hook goes through here, comes off the top. You slide all your bits up, put your bait flag on it, and it sits above your bait. Yeah.
And the bits being, Grant,
there we go.
I'm in the dark ages. What are the bits?
Sections of fish.
Oh,
so
yeah.
bits of mackerel or bluey or whatever you like, and it just, you can see there. So it's quite good on the diagram actually. They hook the hook through the pointed end. So you shove your poly ball on first, like this. There you go. There's one already pre-done in the packet. Thread on your sections of your chunks of fish. Put your hook through the little hole, which is here. Yeah. And then you hook your bait flag on just to hold it in place so it doesn't fall
Oh,
off.
I got you. Like I use a rubber band. That's the bait, same thing.
And then if you look there, if you see on there, that's how it comes up off the lead.
Oh, I got it popped right up.
So it'll be popping up.
So you can use those with small dead baits.
You can use small dead baits, whatever you like. I suppose you could feed that through a little sprat or something, whatever you like if you wanted. Yeah, something like that. And then obviously there's different oils and stuff. So Predator Plus, something that you guys all know about, which is a betaine syrup like this one. And then also we've got other fish oils available to put into things. But you can also, with your actual dead baits, soak your dead baits in oil as well.
Would you do that the night before, a couple of days or something?
I would probably do the night before, especially if they're frozen. If you put some oil on it, as they thaw out, it generally sucks everything else in.
Can you get 4 or 5 baits, soak them, and then freeze them, or would the oil stop them freezing?
They will still freeze, but the oil will freeze different. So I would just buy them as you do from a shop like that. So there's a Pike pack with a mixture in there, so you get a bit of everything. I would probably take out what you wanted to flavour up. Yeah. Cut it into your sections, if you can cut it up when it's frozen, which you still can with a sharp fillet knife. Yeah. And then I would spray my oil or my colour on there, and as it thaws out, generally draws most of the flavour and colours in.
Now that's actually called a Pike pack. So run through those. There's a mixture in there.
You can obviously buy individual dead baits, but if you're unsure of what you want to buy, you generally get. So this is a Pike pack with sea fish in it. So we've got a mackerel. I'm thinking that's a herring.
That dyed, isn't it?
That's a dyed. So it's been dyed with a yellow dye just to give it something different. There's a little red sprat back there, a white sprat, another joey mackerel. We've got a smelt, that's it. That's another sprat there, that's another herring. And I would say a section of bluey by the look of that.
Yes. So and dyed or something as well? Would that be the natural oil coming out? Because they're very oily, aren't they?
That is the natural oil in the bluey. I don't know actually, it's a bit goldy when I take the frost off it there. Yes, that's probably got a bit of dye on it, I'd say. You tell it's a bluey, you can see the little spots.
Oh, I got you,
So they're like silver and blue on the flank, but on the silver it's normally odd blue dots on a bluey. So very oily, very smelly fish, like Indian Ocean fish. People always say, where do they come from? I just know they're from the Indian Ocean. I don't know a lot about them, but they're oily and they stink and make their hands smell. So those options quite good. So this is a Pike pack with sea fish in it. Yeah. You'll also get Pike packs with coarse fish. So
oh,
you'll
really?
get roach, perch,
your mixture. Yeah.
A mixture. So depending, because you'll have some venues, you can pike fish only with a sea bait, or you can pike fish only with the natural sort of coarse fishes as well. So I've dragged some others out. So
the lucky
one this has been like elusive this year, the lamprey. It's really hard to get hold of, but they're all back and sorted now. So it was a netting problem, but all past that now. So this is lamprey sections, quite an expensive bait, really oily, really smelly, but a very popular bait for the keen pike anglers normally.
And they'd be fishing those dead baits on the bottom, statics?
Static baits, yeah. Or, so, you know, or like you like fishing, Graham, I know, with your floats and twitching back.
Movement,
Movement, and I find if you're covering water with pike, you'll do better. Whether it's just inching back. Sardine, a favourite, probably one of your favourites, Graham.
That's it, that's what I was rigging this morning. Now, look guys there, now you can see I was talking about freezer burn. These haven't got the freezer burn I've had, so they have got a bit of tail section. So my one's just stumpy then.
What normally comes with the freezer burn, double frozen, and also what happens in the trade, when these are frozen initially, they're blast freezer frozen, so they are frozen within a couple of minutes. So you don't get the short-term sort of freezer burn.
Stubby tails, yeah.
That's it. So, but to be honest, in a lot of stuff, if we were sea fishing with a tide and a current,
Yeah.
we always cut all the.
You cut the tail off so it doesn't spin.
Cut the tail off straight away so it doesn't spin. So
Do the reverse.
I wouldn't worry too much with that. That's a bluey. Sorry, there's all frost on these. You can't quite make them out. Get that off. So you can see it's got different colours, a bit yellow, a bit tinge, and there's these little blue spots on them.
Lovely
randomly.
silver, yeah.
Yeah, but really smelly oily fish and becoming a very popular bait. So
Good
not the
catfish,
cheapest bait.
sections of catfish I've
Yeah,
caught on them.
yeah, but I just find that I hate the smell of them. It gets on my hands and
Yeah.
I can smell it. It's not a nice one. Sprats, which obviously is
Yes.
a go-to. Everybody knows what a sprat is. Graham's favourite,
Yeah.
twitching sprats. We also called him other names of a similar rhyming sort of slang, but you know.
Starts with a T or something
That's
like that, or
it,
a P.
yeah. And then
Oh,
if,
yes.
right, so if you want to set your ambitions high for a very big pike, and people will be cringing at me now, a very XL sized roach. We do actually have a half a dozen of these in the shop. I asked for some large roach for a customer who's
Yeah.
aiming for a big pike at Chew Valley, and I think that's very ambitious. So a
It's
bit
a large
criminal
roach.
looking in a packet, but I think that would be the bait to catch you a monster.
Well, I mean, let's face it, 15 pounder's going to post that down the hatch,
It's
isn't
not going to make a difference to him. Yes, they're still not a big fish in a
Yeah.
pike terms for eating, but you know, with them half a dozen, I could thaw them out. And maybe I'll be for mid-red and cut this week.
Yeah, put it in. Why
You
not?
know,
Indeed,
so,
yeah.
yeah, so that's a big pike.
fish, and I'd love to catch that live for a film.
I would. It'd
It's
be
a
lovely.
beauty, isn't it? Yeah.
It
But they
is.
come what? Trout
I
water,
imagine probably something like a trout reservoir, something when they drain it down.
Yeah.
They haven't got section 30s to move fish, things like that. So they, unfortunately, which sounds really sad, they become a byproduct
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
get
yeah.
used for us for our dead bait. So
Well, listen, don't
I've-
go to waste. Don't
no,
go to waste.
don't go to waste. But I've never had as big a roach as that as dead baits yet in the tackle trade. So yeah, quite impressed. Almost want to keep him as a pet.
Yeah, or get it stuffed or something
Get him
like
stuffed, yeah.
that. Well, I appreciate it, Grant. Anyway,
That's all right,
they say come
no
in
problem.
and see you, and you got some other oils coming in.
We've
You
got
say
loads of other oils. We've just hit me on the wrong time as we're end of the season.
It's the end of the
Everyone's
season,
gone
yeah,
wild.
yeah.
But yeah, we've always got pike oils all year round and loads of choice and variety of dead baits. So pop in and have a look.
okay, people. Big storms, big winds, big rain, all winter, 3 months of it. And there is my water table. Hard to believe. That is the water table. That's not just rain in a puddle. I've got an ash tree here, I think it is, it's gone over. Even the field above me is flooded. The ground is saturated. I don't know how these big oaks are going to hold up in the next storm, because I really, really don't need those down. This one's gone down. It's fallen on my beloved pallet sawhorse, which hasn't broken, you hasten to add, but it's crashed into one of my sheds. So I've got to now see what shed damage I've got. Maybe it's gone through the felt, in which case more work. But what can you do? This one looks like a dead one anyway. It might have been suffering from ash dieback. There's also a bit of oak tree, I think, there. So it's no fishing for GP. It's off to work again, you know. I mean, it's just never ending. This winter, it's been a non-stop. I think I've fished 5-6 times by the time this film goes up. I want to fish the 7th time, I can assure you. I've just got too much work on. So what I do when I process these, I've got a pair of, I call them like bolt cutters, but they're crimpers. And look at the rain, guys. Lovely, jubbly. The whole of the back garden is getting flooded there, where I used to keep my boat. And look, flooded nearly towards the house. That's how much rain we've had. So processing, I just nip this all the way down with the loppers. So this will all be bonfire wood, because not only do I want to remove this, and if there's any damage to the shed, assess the damage, but I do not want to waste it. I don't know what that piece of plastic is in there. It looks like DPC to me. For those not in the building trade, it's damp-proof course, but that's what it looks like. DPC inside the tree. So maybe it was there somehow when I first bought the property. And over here is a customer who came to see what I was doing. If you look carefully through there, there we go. Can you just see his head there by the left, right of the tree? It's Fezzy. That's right. Our tame Fezzy the pheasant, who actually jumps on our bird feeder, sits on the bird feeder and stuffs himself sideways. So all the twigs are ready for the wife to come out with her JCB and clear up. I snap everything off like this. And then heave-ho, don't do it, Graeme, don't do it. Oh, somebody stop that old man. Oh, for God's sake. How old does he think he is, for goodness sake? Watch, on his toes. Yes, it's going on his toes. Go on, my son, you can do it. Don't ask for help. Nobody will help you anyway nowadays. Go on. Give it a shove. Oh, lucky. It's down. That's the safest place for the tree to be, down on the ground. It's fortunately falling across the sawing horse, which is very, very handy. Out comes Mike's chainsaw, which he hasn't really seen much use of, but I got the habit of getting new chains and servicing it, stripping out and cleaning it now, so I seem to got that one down. And the fact of using a new chain after spending most of the winter with the wife up in his woods sawing with a blunt chain is, folks, for 20 quid, it's beyond belief. Don't even bother sharpening it, just get a new saw blade, chain. So I can now start this logging system. I'm not going to split these. Now, normally you would split the logs to get them to air or dry better. Now these won't be used like for a year, 2 years probably 2 years. So I'm going to get those all dried up, cut down. That's another job out of the way, and then when this weather does settle down, we all get fishing again, hopefully. I'll be putting the days in. But look what I found here. The very base of it has got a beautiful heartwood there. So I'm looking at it thinking that could possibly make some really good disc, if I could cut the disc there. A bushcraft plate, a cheese board, the latest craze of a charcuterie. Look online on YouTube, there are loads of people making charcuteries for putting meat on and whatever. It's just a wood disc, people. But good fun there, so I feel I'm going to have a go. So the silly old boy's doing what he should be doing. That's right, he's going up a ladder. He's climbing all over the roof. Now the one on the left is probably rotten as well, and more than likely just held together with the felt and the nails. But he's waddled his way across the roof, throwing all the roof stuff off. But now he's going to trim off this with a hatchet, which is an old vintage one. Don't know what it is, because I figure I can get at least 5 or 6 cuts off of this one tree stump. I waste absolutely nothing, guys. And there we go. I've got, from a storm damaged tree, I've now got the job cleared, a stack of logs, some beautiful charcuterie logs that cut up into discs, which I would do something with in the workshop, and doubtless you people will see it at some stage. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. And of course, I've got that sawdust which I used to use for shark fishing. Aha, what else can it be used for?